Hey, good morning. Okay, this is going to be a long video, so get comfy. Put on your makeup. Hudson's here. He's been here for the last 3 or 4 days. I love him so much, so it seems like nothing. He's such joy. And he keeps Frankie company. Hi, Frankie. Hudson, you want to say hi? Hudson, come here. Come here. Come here. Okay, watch this. This'll wake him up. Oh, I have a little skirt on. I'm not sitting here in my underwear. This is for working in the yard, maybe. Come here. Come here. Come on. Aw. Can you see? Look at that beautiful boy. And he's so gentle. And look who... What? Mama, what are you doing? There's my babies. I love dogs. And I already took care of the neighbor's dog this morning. I want to show you something. This is where I put dog treats in. This is one of those candles. I usually wait for these to go on sale through Walmart. They smell pretty good and they last a while. But I let them burn all the way down. I make sure I put a coaster under them so it doesn't damage anything. And then they're easier to clean. I clean them when the wax is still hot. I don't light it when it's really low unless I know I can babysit it and wait for that moment in time. And then it makes it easier to clean them up. And I just leave them in the dishwasher to get the label off. I don't fight it anymore. But they are so handy for so many things. I should show you my bathroom sometime, the way I reuse containers. Yeah, y'all don't get greedy. My goodness. My goodness. All right, one more. Okay, come on. Come on, jump. Let's go. Let's go. Good boy. Here, Frankie. Yeah, I can't. Okay, so that's all they get. So, as y'all know, I've been kind of going through it lately. And one of the things I want to share with you is I got up today to a lot of messages of support and encouragement and empathy. I just want you to know, thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm going to just start with my list as I was going through the messages. Usually I like to get back to each person individually and then maybe give a little shout out. But I'm trying to get outside while the weather is still decent. It's getting kind of gray out and hot. But I got to get outside. It's my mental health. The little cabin fever going on. Okay, so Linda, shout out to Linda. She wanted an update on the spiders. And she, like me, really likes Rose. Because Rose is just so real and so honest and vulnerable. And still excited about life. Whether it's rough, whether life is rough or not. She puts that, she just has that something extra. I like that. Okay, so here's the update on the spiders, y'all. And thank you so much, too, because I think it was Flower who said, she's so cute, that if you cleaned her house, you'd probably find spiders, too. That just touched my heart so much. I get that. So anyway, I did the spraying and I did the powder. They're so cute. Okay, there we go. And so it's been 2 weeks and I was going to spray again. I was going to do it today. But I might do it in that one spot, but I'm not seeing spiders anywhere. I bought a package of 22 packages of 20 each, and I used one of the packages. So I have 20 of these cardboards, and so there's like 4 of them in that one small cupboard, where is the only place I've found them. And I have 4 in my closet, which was the only other place I found any kind of spider. Oh, and I did see some, 1 or 2 over the years in the bathroom. Those look nothing like the brown recluse. And I have some in there. I'm not finding any spiders in any of them. Not one leg, nothing. So I think that spray worked pretty good. I still think I might use it before the day's over, because I think it's been 2 weeks. I think I will. And I might even do that powder again too. I keep a very clean house, except for dog hair. I have a white kitchen, and so that I can see anything that might be dirty. I'm really good about getting crevices on the kitchen. I'm minimalist in the kitchen for the most part, in my opinion. So everything's cleaned underneath it, if not daily. I have a professional come in once every 3 or 4 weeks. Used to be weekly, but there's just really no use for it to be that often anymore. So that's an update on that. Natalie, what a sweetheart. Thank you. You just have the sweetest way of saying hello. I needed just a sweet hi. Welcome. And Melissa, welcome. Glad you're here. That's wonderful. Just very sweet. And I'm listening. That was so sweet. So thank you too. And Bernice, I think you were saying that you mentioned inspiration. And I think, Bernice, I think what's inspiring is that I put out these videos so that I wouldn't feel so alone. And what's inspiring is that I found out I'm not. And I love that. So thank you for that. Carol, Carol, you're a sweetheart. You've been around for a little while with me and Janet, and Anna. So Anna said that she even shared a video or 2. I don't know. She shared some videos of mine. That's one of the biggest compliments. How sweet is that? Frankie, you're using me as a crutch to clean your arm. Now I'm feeling a little used here. Ouch, your claw. Let go. Anyway. So, those are my shout outs. Linda, Carol, Rose. Rose, you're so sweet. I like what you shared because it touched me, is when, sometimes we feel like we use the same person over and over again to share, whether it's your son or the dogs or what have you. And I remember going through a really big depression years ago. And I just, I remember a friend of mine was joking. He was a neighbor's, and he came and checked on me, and he said, you're going to make your dog depressed. You should let me take him and babysit him for you. Because he would babysit my dog whenever I had to go on a business trip and couldn't take him. And I said, no, if my depression rubs off on him, I was so depressed and bitter. I said, that's okay. He's my dog, and he'll suffer along with me. I'm telling you. But you know what? When I rebounded, so did the dog. It's So, and it's as well with people who are close and really have a connection with us and love us. I have a friend that I'm going to tell you about here in a minute who really gets me. Also, I wanted to say a shout out to Judy. Judy's such a sweetheart. Okay, Linda, thank you. Natalie and Melissa and Bernice, welcome. Thank you for being here. Carol, Rose, Janet, Flower, Anna, Judy, thank you. Thank you so much for making my day. I loved getting those messages today. So, with that being said, I'm going to start putting on some makeup. I'm going to tell you, I'm so glad what I have found about those spiders, not seeing anything going on, because I was really upset about that. And I do need to let the neighborhood app people, they asked for a follow-up. Need to let them know how it's going, because I got a lot of support and ideas through that. But there were some people who were like, give us some updates. So I'm going to do that. There was one person, there was one person who said, clean your house with exclamation points, and a couple other good tips, like paper boxes and things like that. And I have to admit, I felt a little defensive. So the only thing I said was, thank you for your ideas. These are all good ideas. Because they are. Had I not been as clean as I am, I think it would have been a light bulb going off, like, okay, fine, I'm feeding the damn things. But instead, for a split second, I was not triggered, but I thought, it was weird to just assume my house was dirty, like anybody's house was dirty. I wouldn't, it's just not the first thing I would think of. If somebody had spiders or bugs or ants, it's just not the first thing I think of. But then again, I haven't had a lot of trouble with that. I had an infestation of, well, I call it infestation. It wasn't really infestation. I had ants one time out on a farmhouse, but I've always been very clean. I mean, get in there with a Q-tip if I had to. I do not like stuff in the floorboards that looks like it wasn't cleaned. That's just how I am. My clean is not everyone else's clean. I like things clean and tidy. Anyway, so I thought about making a video and showing my house to prove I was clean. Was that a trigger? I don't know, but it was defensive. I know that. Okay, I gotta put on some makeup while we're talking. I'm gonna use this has a PSF of 30. I don't know how good 30 works, but I'm also going to put a layer of this Sport 30. I already put it on my arms. I'm gonna put it on my legs, especially on the top, because I have sunspots on the tops of my legs too. I don't have my hair in a ponytail right now because I have had so many ponytails. I'm just sick of it. Okay, so I'm going to put a bunch of this on. I don't think this works unless you use a whole lot more than I use. I'm just going to be honest with you. But I'm going to put that on. Oh, okay, so I'm going to tell you about my friend Chris. I should say, so because of the way I grew up, I was mostly isolated out in the country. My mother and father divorced when I was very young. and my mother turned to alcohol, so she was gone a lot. Socializing, we'll say. Anyway, I met Chris in grade school or junior high, and we just took to each other. She's very strong and bold, and I certainly was a Mary Hartman. You can Google her, but that was pretty much what I was. Very thin and frail, long, stringy hair. I only had short hair once when I was a child, and that was a nightmare. I'll tell you that story one of these days. I'm also going to use, I don't know, it's so overcast. I kind of hate to waste this. It's 50 by Roche. I don't use it very often. And I think I'm just going to use my original plan. Because I don't know. I don't have much more of this. But I'm going to save it. And that's one thing I have to get out of too, is always saving something for good. Like I'm doing so much better than with that over the last years. Is going ahead and using or wearing something if I feel like it. Anyway, back to Chris. From the first time I met her that I can remember, I mean, I really don't remember the first time we met, but I do remember how I felt when I was around her. I remember seeing her as just being so confident, so brave. And she had some challenging experiences with her family. And so I didn't feel like, and she shared it with me. She just seemed so open and genuine, and she was. What's really cool is that it didn't take very long for me to just really open up to her. I mean, I would have never normally told anybody what was going on at home or exposed them to what was going on at home because I was too ashamed and, well, scared. I mean, you don't talk about, you keep the secrets, right? Keep the secrets. So, Chris came to my house one time and she got to see for herself. It was bad timing. It was too bad. I hated her being, I mean, I barely remember it, but Chris remembers it. And I think the thing that I remember, it wasn't what my mom did to me right in front of her. It was being mortified it happened in front of somebody. I mean, I don't even remember it. I just feel sad that she remembers it. So there was sort of this incredible feeling that I hadn't had previously because Chris was able to believe me, right? And she didn't shy away from me. She wasn't so embarrassed of me at all that I know of, that she avoided me. She actually remained my friend. And then one time I was in a tough spot later, much later. I think I was, oh gosh, Chris, correct me if I'm wrong. 15, 16, maybe. I was going through a hard time, and she just took me home to her mom. She had already moved out and had an apartment with somebody, and I got her room. I was just so impressed. I got along so well with her mom. And, oh my God, I was just in love. What a bedroom. Oh, it was so pretty. Sweet house on a nice road in town. Nice quiet road. And, that's when I kind of started calling Chris my sister, or anyway in my head. It was like she treated me like someone she cared about, as if I were her sister. And that's something I had never had before. I had a sister, but my sister had mental health problems and treated me like I was the enemy. You're not my mom, because I was always kind of a nerd. Tried to keep her out of trouble, but that was impossible. She was too much like her mom, which was too bad. Anyway, I'm not doing much because I'm gonna be out sweating, but I don't like scaring the neighbors. The kids look at you different when they see you with and then without makeup. It kind of trips in their head. I still have a little boy next door that I just thought was adorable, who just still doesn't look at me the same, even when I have makeup on, because I think he's just like freaked out. Okay, so back to Chris. So, oh my God, Chris and I have had so much in common with the kind of very active life we've led, but mine has finally led me back to her. I mean, we finally found each other with all this computer stuff. We were finally able to find each other again, and it's just been wonderful. She has always had more multitasking abilities than me. I get super focused on something, and then I get overwhelmed and too stressed with all this other stuff going on, and it's hard for me to take care of some of the things I need to take care of. So, for instance, even this move down here to Tennessee, I had this huge office that I had to pack up because I sold my business, and I just couldn't think straight with all the work I had to do with clients, selling the business. I just was so overwhelmed and stressed out. I was almost, what's that word? It's kind of like when too much flour is going through a funnel, it gets jammed up. That's what it feels like for me. It's like I get frozen. Such a perfectionist sometimes. I'm not a legitimate OCD or perfectionist, I don't think. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't diagnose it with me. I'd say I have high anxiety. But that's how it happens. I get so overwhelmed that I just can't do anything. Sometimes. Doesn't happen very often anymore, but anyway, Chris comes in and takes over. A good thing. Just took over. And like a sister, you know, I feel safe in unloading on her, evidently. Excuse me. And I'm like, this isn't how I want it done. This isn't exactly right. And blah, blah, blah. And she's just like, do you want me to do this or not? I think that's how it went down. I don't remember, but I know I backed off because when you have someone like her in your life, you're wealthy. She really comes through. Now, all right, these eyebrows got out of control. You know what? I grow hair fast. So you probably see me doing this eyebrow thing a lot, right? Okay. Yes, I'm going out in the yard, so why I do this? But it's a way for me to talk with you as well. I'm out of coffee. Oh, so anyway, I might have told you that Chris told me she sent me a box for my birthday. And oh, she's such a professional packer too. Oh, so happy birthday, Rose, next month. She's going to have a birthday. And someone else mentioned they had a birthday recently. Was it Janet? I don't know. But whoever it was, happy birthday. I just love that. Okay, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to do show and tell. I'm going to show you how and why she is such a good gift giver. I don't know if you know this. I think I showed early on, I think I showed a video of my house on the inside, how I decorate. And for a long time now, well, since I moved in this house, I've been into white. In my kitchen, there's some white furniture in the living room, sort of, you know, that country white decor that they were doing. And in my bedroom, there's a lot of white-ish stuff here. She found and sent to me this lamp. Look at this old cord. So I will keep an eye on it whenever it's on. It'll be in a room where I think I'm gonna put it in my office and put a real soft bulb in it, like just like almost a Christmas light bulb to put in there. I just love that. She also sent me this little journal. I love writing things. I love keeping track of things, so I'll put this in my desk. Dear Sissy Pooh, good or bad, write it down and let it go. Love you lots, Chris. Oh, my little chica. And she wrote little notes with them all and signed them Chris or Sis or smiley face. Lots of sisses. She's my sister. I won't share all those, but just very sweet. She put a little note on each and every item. I just love that. You know, there's something wonderful about meeting someone in your life who can help heal the past. And she's one of those people. Little orangey for me, but I usually use it to calm down some of my brighter reds. This is a Believe. I know the label, I don't know why that label looks like that. Some of that glue just never comes off. I wish they would let me help them. A lot of companies, I wish they would let me help them with their packaging. They either over package or they use these gummy labels that are just so gross. There we go. That's a little better. Sorry, that was embarrassing. And the color is Foxy. Little orange, but that's okay. I'm going to be in the yard. It looks good enough from afar. That's what I say. And I'm going to like kind of curve my lips in like that, but I'm going to also powder like the lip liner area. Give it a little extra stick. Okay, so let me get my eyeshadow on real quick. An eyeliner, get done. My mascara. And I'm not going to overdo it because, like I said, I'm going outside and I'm going to have a bandana with me, wiping off all this sweat and makeup. I'm sure it's going to be awful, but I got to get out there. Then I'm going to take a nice long bath. Nice soak. I'm going to do a nice soak. Okay, let's get this eyeliner on. I just wetted, I sprayed it, my black eyeshadow. I really, love eyeliner. Okay. Very good. Very good. And my mascara. So isn't that lamp sweet? Yeah. I've always liked things like that. There was a time when I did a lot of brass and wrought iron, more of rustic cabin. And then when this white farmhouse kitchen came along, I was like, oh, that's it. It really, I never thought of having a white kitchen before it got so popular. But man, I love it because I can see any dirt. And I remember people saying, well, I don't want a white kitchen. I don't want to see everything. And I'm like, oh my God, that's why I want a white kitchen. I want to see everything. There we go. Every once in a while, I like to make sure everything is off that wand before I put it back in there. That's just, okay. Oh, I got a mess here. That's okay. We'll just clean it up. See? If I had better eyesight, I would use the phone more for a mirror, but I can't really see. And there goes my nose itching again. Sorry, hold on. I may have a tiny sensitivity to makeup, but it goes away pretty quickly once I'm, like, within a few minutes. There we go. I got lint on my lip. I can feel it. I don't know how it is that stuff is invisible. Okay, so back to Chris. I want to show you what makes her such a good, especially on my ears. Phew. Oh, okay, back to Chris. Okay, so I have always, yeah, I have always had a thing for scarves. It's been too hot and humid, of course, in the summertime, but I have a collection of scarves, and she sent me a scarf, which, had I seen it, I would have picked out for myself, because I have a thing for black, and I would have picked this out because the white isn't, this is, seriously, the white isn't so white that when I wash this, it's going to matter if the whiter areas get mucky. Like, this is a yard shirt. I use it because white is pretty cool. But this, I am going to be able to get rid of at least 3 scarves that I have that are kind of dingy because, oh, this is such a good weight. And the feeling is substantial. It's a fairly thick, fairly heavy, and it's fairly soft, right? It is soft. I really like it. I'm very happy with this. And she got me this lotion. You know what? I have these in my cart so many times when I go to Ross's or TJ Maxx. I see them, or Tuesday mornings, and this is the lotion that was in it. Is that just the cutest thing? And it'll go in my green bathroom very well. She picked out one that is sort of a eucalyptus, I think. Oh, so creamy. So fresh. And it'll be good to put on before bed. Yeah. Or after my bath today. So that's going to go in my bathroom. Oh, it just matches so pretty. And this box, I love pretty boxes. I do. That is a pretty box. I've had them in my cart so many times, and then I put them back at the last minute because there's still that part of me that says, don't waste money on things that you don't absolutely know for sure you're going to like and use. And so I always put it back because I think, well, I don't know if I'm going to love it. So, it's so wonderful. And this is kind of funny because I was born with 2 tear ducts on each eye. It's funny to think that sometimes little things make me think, so that it would allow me to cry a lot. That the sadness could flow without ruining my life. If I had that many tears and only had 1 on each side. So 2 ducts on each side could help inspire me to say, I can handle it. Isn't that funny? Life is funny. But yet, it'll kind of over dry my eyes because the tear ducts, or the tears just that you have throughout the day to keep your eyes moistened, don't last long enough. So I'm not producing normally enough tears to keep my eyes nice and lubricated. So I see things a lot in a fog unless I'm putting eye drops in constantly, which isn't practical. But I do, for comfort, first thing in the morning, I have to force my eyelids open and then put a drop in each side. So I used to use very expensive eye drops. Once I realized why it was so hard to open my eyes in the morning. So for decades, I have been using eye drops. And so she sent me some eye drops that are very inexpensive, family care eye drops. So yay, I'm not using $10, $12 bottle eye drops anymore. I'm always looking for a good deal. So that's why this is so thoughtful. It's like, oh, here's an idea for you. And it's, instead of just telling me about them, she put them in the box. And I love, I love jelly. I like making biscuits. They're so easy. And I like Pillsbury biscuits in a can. You pop them up, put them in the oven. I like toaster waffles. I like homemade pancakes. Those are easy to make. I make them by the dozens and make them so they're toaster size. And then I freeze the bulk of the amount I make. And then I use them for sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly. So I love jellies of all kinds. So her dear friend out in Colorado, her friend's daughter makes this homemade jelly. And it's a jalapeno jelly. I cannot wait to try it. It'll be so good. She says she keeps them upside down. And I thought, that's brilliant. Because sometimes when you have jelly and it settles, you have to dig in there and it makes it kind of messy. So if you always store it upside down, everything's always right at the top. So you can, I don't know, what do you think about storing jelly upside down? I don't know. I'm going to do it though. And she was going through her stuff and found this old cup. These used to be really popular back in the, what was it? 70s, 80s. A lot of people had flowery, strawberry shortcake, collected vegetable stuff. So anyway, this was one of her mom's cups. And so she sent me one of these cups. You know, they're inexpensive, but isn't that sweet? Isn't that cute? And I can put a little plant in it, or artificial plant in it, or I can use it to hold pins on my desk. But I will do something special with this cup. So I've been feeling the love between y'all and my friend Chris, and it's another boxes I can give my neighbor who's moving. I can take this box over there. I already took the other big box over there, and all that special packing. I mean, she really went out of her way to make sure nothing got broken, or there was spillage. That's thinking. So thank you, sis. I appreciate it. And thank you, all you ladies. Just know I appreciate you. And I feel like I'm back on track and quicker because of y'all. Yep. Oh, and Rose, you're so sweet. So I was thinking, I wanted to remember to say this too. So before I opened my box, or while I was opening my box, Chris and I, we must have been on the phone for an hour and a half. I didn't check, but that's my guess. And then we needed to get off the phone because she had an appointment. And it was like, oh, should we pick up this phone call when you get back? But I had so much going on, I wasn't able to do that. But yeah. Sometimes we just need to get that out there, right? And she let me vent. And I got to feel cared about. And then I wake up all to these answers, or notifications for YouTube, my YouTube channel. And then I was just like, oh my God, I just love my life. See, the thing is, we can have a terrible day. We can have a terrible week or month. And sometimes for some of us, sometimes it comes in a year. You know, I remember one time, a long time ago, I was saying, God, I've had a long week, long month, long year, decade. It's like, yeah, I know how that feels, man. But the difference today is, am I gonna let it ruin my life? Am I gonna let it get into all the cells of my body? Or am I gonna take action, go ahead and pout a little bit? You know, with the spider thing, I did my research, I pushed myself through and took care of it, even though it gave me the heebie-jeebies so bad. About the dogs, it's like, okay, Frankie, hey, enough. Thank you. Oh, the indignity of it all. Oh, God. Hi. It's not about being messy once in a while. And here's what occurred to me too. Remember this, just because you used to have PTSD, right? It doesn't mean you're not working on it. Just because you get upset, or just because you get triggered, or just because you get anxious, these things happen, but we don't have to get so swallowed up in it. I was getting swallowed up in sadness and maybe some situational depression a while back, and then I started this channel. It has helped me immensely. So whether you have the energy to clean your house or not, you know who I'm talking to. Whether you have the energy to exercise, whether you have the energy to eat right or not. You can. You can. Even if it's for an hour, 5 minutes, a day, a week. And then get back on the truck when you fall off, when you're ready. Never give up. I am not going to allow myself to go to the dark, dark places I went to several times because I didn't know how to get out. Now I know how to get out. And even if I just do a little thing, and this is what is hard. The steps are easy or simple. They're simple. Some of the things that I did to get through this last week, for example, weren't easy, but they were simple. They weren't easy. I had to keep pushing through, talk about it, share about it, do the next little step about it. I'm not mad because I was taking care of my neighbor's dog and then the other neighbor's dog and then this dog and everything else that was going on at the same time. It's like this chaos, right? So it's not about it all of a sudden being easier. It's the next right little baby step. You don't have to do big steps. It doesn't have to be wonderful. But you start building self-confidence, self-respect, self-esteem through doing the next right little baby step. These steps are not easy, but they are simple. They're not hard. You can figure it out. You can figure it out. I can figure it out, right? I'm just so excited and pleased once again that doing the next right thing, actually the math adds up. If you do this and not this, then the answer, the sum of this equation is going to be obvious and practical. If you do positive, 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 it adds up. If you do negative, 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 it adds up. Whew. Some of my negative thinking was adding up, but my positive behaviors were adding up. The fact that I was trying to force myself to change those negative thoughts added up. So, what are you doing today? What can I help you with? You need to share some of it like I did? You need some of this girl power to help energize you through it too? Because I'm telling you, thank you, thank you. What a big help. I gotta go, but know how much I appreciate you, and I will see you soon. Bye from the pups, and have a blessed day, and know that I'm thinking of you, and let's do this together. Oh, God, I feel so much better than I was. Thank you. All right. Bye for now.